Hello drama lovers, welcome back to my channel. Breaking news. They say silence can be louder than screaming fans. And on that night, at the Tencent Awards stage, Bai Lu proved it. After 8 long years of criticism, expectations, heartbreak, and reinvention, she stepped onto the stage, looked out at the audience, and delivered a comeback speech so raw, so unfiltered, that the entire hall fell silent. Not because they didn't know what to say, but because they finally understood her. It started with the lights dimming, nothing dramatic, nothing overstated. Just a single spotlight that followed Bai Lu as she walked toward the center of the stage. Fans who had watched her journey through till the end of the moon, story of Cunning Palace, and countless variety clips knew she had changed, but they had no idea how much. For years, Bai Lu wasn't just the rising actress with the bright smile. She was the actress who fought through every rumor, every harsh comment, every moment where her success was questioned simply because she dared to shine. In the competitive world of C entertainment, where idols disappear as fast as they rise, Bai Lu learned to stand still even when the world pushed her from every direction. So when her name was called that night, people expected a textbook acceptance speech. That polite, polished tone celebrities use when they want to be safe, diplomatic, predictable. But instead, she took a long breath. And for a full 2 seconds, she didn't say a word. That tiny pause cracked open a universe. When she finally spoke, her voice trembled not from fear, but from the weight of everything she had carried for 8 years. She didn't thank management first. She didn't rush to list credits. She didn't try to look perfect. She said one thing. I didn't think I would still be here. And the crowd froze. That one sentence echoed through the hall like the softest scream. It was vulnerable, honest, human. And in an industry built on controlled images and polished perfection, her vulnerability felt almost rebellious. She talked about the nights she wondered whether she was enough. The mornings where she questioned whether the world wanted her talent or just her image. She didn't name drop. She didn't sugarcoat. She simply opened the door to her truth and let the audience walk inside. This wasn't the Bai Lu of 2016, the rookie actress with dream big energy and no idea how hard the industry could be. This was the Bai Lu of 2025, weathered, grown, and quietly powerful. The fans watching at home began flooding timelines with Bai Lu, "Are you okay?" And yet, as she continued, everyone realized she wasn't broken. She was rising in a way she never had before. But that was just the beginning. Because after exposing her heart, she shifted the entire room with something no one expected. A smile. And it wasn't the trained, camera-perfect smile she was famous for. It was tired, grateful, relieved, like someone finally stepping into the light after years of walking alone in the dark. What she said next turned the silence into electricity. But I chose not to give up. Because there are still people who believe in me. Those words carried 8 years of storms. And she wasn't done yet. But to truly understand why that single moment mattered, we need to go back to the battles she never talked about publicly until now. Behind every elegant red carpet clip and viral drama scene, Bai Lu was living a completely different story. One that fans only saw in glimpses, in tiny moments between interviews, in the heaviness in her eyes during certain press events. She started her career with explosive momentum, rising fast through dramas like Arsenal Military Academy and later delivering performances that made her one of the most in-demand actresses of her generation. But with rising fame came rising pressure and rising misunderstanding. Every time she smiled too brightly, people said she was acting cute. Every time she didn't smile, people said she was cold. Every time she excelled, people said she got lucky. And every time she made a mistake, it felt like the world sharpened its knives. This is the side of the industry people don't talk about, the silent warfare of perception. Bai Lu wasn't just fighting for roles. She was fighting for the right to be seen as human. But what made her story different was this: she didn't let bitterness shape her. Instead, she poured everything she couldn't say into her characters. Into the tears that felt too real. Into the emotional scenes that fans replayed again and again. Into the hard work that turned future criticism into applause. And yet, for all her success, she carried a secret fear. What if one day, they stopped wanting me? That fear shaped her, strengthened her, softened her, and in a strange, beautiful way, it prepared her for her comeback moment. Because when she walked back on stage after years of surviving storms, she wasn't there to prove anything to her critics. She was there to reclaim herself. Throughout her speech, she never once sounded like someone complaining. Instead, she sounded like someone finally telling the story she had been writing in silence. And as the room listened quietly, you could see it, the shift. People weren't just watching an actress. They were watching a woman who had been broken, rebuilt herself, and came back stronger than her past. But what she said at the very end, one single closing line, was what turned her comeback from emotional into unforgettable. As the applause slowly rose in the room, Bai Lu raised her hand gently, signaling she had one last thing to say. The noise faded instantly. Even the cameras seemed to hold their breath. She looked down for a moment. You could almost see her gathering courage, not as a celebrity, but as someone who had survived their own private wars. And then she spoke. "I'm not here because I'm strong. I'm here because I refuse to disappear." The audience gasped. Fans online broke into tears. And even industry veterans seated near the front were seen quietly nodding because they recognized the truth in her voice. That line didn't just summarize her journey. It summarized the journey of every artist who has ever been underestimated. In that moment, Bai Lu wasn't performing. She wasn't acting.